Fossilized giants are captured by drone images in several mountains around the world. Huge rocks the height of buildings and in difficult to access places. Researchers are not sure how they are made or whether they are actually fossilized beings. Which beings would have done this without technology? Would be just mountains shaped like giants? Or something not described in history books?
Welcome to Fearen Reacts. I just wanted to welcome y'all to Fearen Reacts. I just wanted to kick off a little something to get us started with. And looks like it was a pretty good video. So without further ado, I want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, and comment button. And I'm gonna get y'all right to these videos. And we'll start with this right here.
Back in 2016, a very strange video surfaced from Giants Causeway, UK, that opened up a series of investigations. A visitor was exploring the natural reserve when he accidentally captured a giant wall of rocks open and closed, all on its own.
Earlier today, we're being told tourists and National Trust rangers saw the legendary fin disappear. Right, I believe we have some footage that has been taken on a mobile phone.
Look.
Speculation arose that it was probably a giant figure disappearing into the rocks. Some even suggested that the giant might be entering hibernation for winter. It led to an investigation where every stone on the wall was checked, but no reliable proof was found. It wasn't confirmed whether a giant could be living there or not, but the incident sure caused a surge of visitors to the location. Peru giants. A family on an exploration trip in Peru came across something that they couldn't decipher. Two giant humanoid figures were found standing on the top of a mountain, and they weren't normal humans, but tall, looming giants. Here, have a look at the comparison between humans on top of the mountain and these entities side by side. The height difference is evident, even from a large distance. A lot of people speculated that they might be some extraterrestrial visitors, but due to the video's low quality, nothing could be said for sure. Slender giant. Posted a few months back, this video has intrigued many people on the internet. Filmed at an unknown location, a giant yet thin figure with extremely long legs was found, doing push-ups. The clip has left the viewers wondering about its identity. Some people said it was a slender man showing off his gym routine, while others speculated it might be something related to a Bigfoot, as they prefer living in secluded places. But its true identity has remained a mystery. Giant Nephilim. Recently, a video recorded from a mountain in Thailand claimed to have captured a giant human, causing a global sensation. The clip shows a figure standing on one of the peaks in the distance, yet the foggy environment in the video made it hard to decipher what it was. So many people jumped in to speculate, and these giant humanoid figures became the new trend as they have sparked curiosity among giant enthusiasts. But these weren't just tall tales, they were actually captured on camera and shared for all to see on the internet. In a world where the extraordinary is just a click away, the unknown behind these mountain giants has remained unsolved. Mexican Bigfoot. A very harrowing sight unfolded on a mountain in Mexico when a giant figure appeared behind a residential building, terrifying the entire town. The incident caused chaos among the residents, who came out of their houses screaming out of fear. Everyone thought that their town was being invaded. A few netizens suggested that it was the comeback of the ancient giants. As Mexico has been famous for alien conspiracies, people also entertained the possibility of some extraterrestrial entity. The figure remained inconclusive, as no one was able to put a name on it, but it sure gave the townsfolk a good scare. Utah Sasquatch. In the rugged region of Utah, two deer hunters were on their way to Garden City when they came across a curious sight, a dark, giant figure moving across the Golden Land. Concerned for safety in an active hunting area, they quickly filmed the scene and continued their journey. Days later, while reviewing the footage, they were shocked to realize the figure was no ordinary person. It was much larger, towering over any human they'd seen, maybe a Sasquatch. And it wouldn't be a wild assumption, as Utah has a history of sightings of these giants. Here's another incident on hills near Provo, Utah, where a group of friends stumbled upon a towering figure that seemed right out of a legend.
Seriously, look how big it is. I don't think it is a human. I think it's a Sasquatch.
The giant was strolling through the snowy ground. With cameras in hand, they decided to search the entity, but the mystery persisted as nothing was found.
So I'm seeing something that is not deer tracks anymore. We're trying to determine what it is.
Experts doubted the existence of such creatures, but the curiosity of the unknown still draws people back to the wilderness. Utah giant. In this recent footage from Salt Lake City, Utah, a very strange sight unfolded near a bustling rock quarry. A mysterious silhouette was captured against the evening clouds that resembled a massive being perched on the mountainside. The onlookers were struck by the uncanny image.
I know, that thing's kind of creepy. It's like a person's silhouette up in the clouds.
Numerous speculations arose about the figure's origins, with some suggesting it might be linked to quarry activities, while some also said that it was probably a giant humanoid living on the mountain. But with countless such sightings, this one was also not confirmed, and viewers have left with more questions than answers.
I'm sorry. If it was your mountain, I'm sorry I broke it.
This guy on a trip to Adams Peak in Sri Lanka came across a very remarkable sight. A very strange rock with a gigantic human footprint, complete with toes and a heel. The footprint appeared pretty embedded in the rock. The locals believed that it was the footprint of Adam, hence the name, and the presence of coins left behind by visitors tells the cultural significance of the site. Here are some more giant footprints from around the world, and this one's even more huge than the last ones. So could there be a giant human foot imprint? Real or not, these places have become the ultimate proof of giant humans that probably existed in the very distant past, which hundreds of people visit each day. Giant spotted.
It's a person, dude.
Humanoid giants, extremely elusive, living all the way up on a mountain, has been the talk of the town. Have a look at what these guys filmed on their road trip. While recording the snow-covered mountains, their camera caught a strange figure on top of the mountain. Again in Mexico, a giant human. The guys argued about if it was a human or something else. Labeled as the giant human sighting, the clip garnered a lot of attention on the internet. I think anytime someone sees something from a distance that they can't pinpoint right away becomes the next giant human sighting. But even with all the blurry clips and foggy visuals, people still go crazy about them.
There's a person standing there.
No, it's not.
Dude, have you seen what I've seen right now?
Oldest footprints. In 2018, researchers in British Columbia stumbled upon something extraordinary. Human footprints dating back 13,000 years. They painted a picture of ancient life, where humans shared space with wild animals. But just a few years later, in 2021, a discovery in New Mexico's White Sands National Park changed everything. When another set of footprints, dating between 21,000 and 23,000 years old, challenged what experts thought they knew about early human settlement in North America. These findings suggest humans might have arrived in the southwestern US much earlier than believed. The discovery shook up our understanding of history and raised new questions about our ancient past. 800 years old treasure. This group of friends was out on an exploration deep within an enormous mountain range when they unintentionally made an exceptional discovery. Finding ruins with the help of Google Earth, they started digging and found an 800-year-old treasure locked in sealed clay pots. They cautiously opened it and found a load of accessories from ancient times, probably history of a civilization that mastered handicrafts and blacksmithing. The clip got a lot of attention on the internet. Many people thought that the entire thing was staged and was unlikely for ancient civilizations to have such jewelry. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on this discovery. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And something is interesting about this sculpture: a secret room behind Abraham Lincoln's hairline. It contains all the details of the work done on the mountain and the society that created it. Devil's Doorway. Near Lake Titicaca, Peru, settled in the rugged terrain, lies a fascinating anomaly, the Devil's Doorway, also known as Amaru Muru. Carved into towering red sandstone, this mysterious portal defies explanation. Conspiracy has it that visitors are drawn by its strange energy, said to originate from the channels covering the sides of the doorway. Even with its enigmatic origins, it has been a site of pilgrimage for centuries, calling travelers to experience its ancient power. Labeled as the Devil's Doorway by the Catholic Church, its popularity remains the same. Abandoned building. Recently, a very strange discovery was made in the mountains of Guizhou, China. Recorded during a drone exploration of the region, a mysterious building was found nestled in between the hills. The purpose of the building has remained unknown. No one knows who built it, and how the materials for the construction were transported to the exclusive location. With no exploration done in the area, as its route seems to have no reach, the building is still a puzzle. Now it's time for today's open discussion. This picture going viral on the internet was captured when people in Mexico claimed that they have witnessed a giant living in a cave on the mountain.
For centuries, visitors to
I like that. Have you noticed that most of all those videos, most of them in Mexico, and you know, so it was like Mexico has a lot of giants. I love to go and see, explore Mexico, just to see how many giants I can find, go and see.
the Mediterranean
Fossilized
island of Sardinia
giants are captured
have
by
been
drones.
greeted with strange and mysterious stories that a race of giants once lived there, thousands of years ago.
Ever wonder if giants walked among us? Some say they still do. They may be hidden in mountains, lurking in forests, or captured on grainy footage that appears online and disappears just as quickly. Giants aren't just ancient myths found in dusty texts. People today claim to have actually seen them.
And I'm going to tell you, we were in Chiapas, Mexico, and on a mountain, we saw a giant. I'm talking about a big one. I'm not talking about a 9-footer or 10-footer. I'm talking about mid-20s.
Massive beings towering over trees, figures captured on old cameras that shouldn't exist in our modern world. From Nephilim giants mentioned in biblical passages to mysterious creatures filmed in remote corners of the globe, pieces of evidence keep piling up. Real or hoax? Let's find out. 20. The Nephilim giant photo. It started with a single photograph, one so strange it left even skeptics unsettled. The image shows a towering figure, easily 5 times the height of the people in front of it. The caption claims the giant in this photo is under government supervision. No one knows who took the picture or where it came from, but it quickly spread across the internet, igniting debate across forums and conspiracy circles alike. Was this a real Nephilim giant caught on camera, or something else entirely? A similar picture, allegedly from the secret Vatican archive, shows another giant towering over a group of people. Is this enough proof that giants existed? For centuries, stories of the Nephilim have haunted human history. Colossal beings described in ancient texts, including the Bible, as hybrids of divine and human bloodlines. They were said to possess immense strength and towering stature, wiped out in floods or hidden deep within the earth. But every now and then, something surfaces. A photo, a video, a whisper, that makes people wonder if the legends ever truly ended. This particular image has become one of the most referenced in modern giant lore. Some claim it shows proof that giants are being monitored, even contained, by secret programs. Others dismiss it as digital manipulation. Still, no official origin has ever been confirmed. Whoever captured it may have stumbled onto one of the most unsettling modern mysteries. Possible proof that the Nephilim never vanished. Perhaps they were simply hidden. And honestly, if this image is real, it's hard not to ask, how much else have we never been shown? 19. Giant found in Peru. In the rugged mountains of Peru, viral videos have captured enormous human-like figures looming against the breathtaking Andean landscape. The clip shows two colossal figures on the mountain along its ridge, towering as if they were sitting, its sheer scale dwarfing any regular human. The figure suddenly stood upright in posture and made little movement, suggesting a giant humanoid presence, sparking immediate excitement among watchers. Skeptics dismissed it as a trick of perspective, but the locals who live in those mountains tell a different story. They speak of figures that appear during storms, standing motionless among the peaks, visible for only seconds before vanishing back into mist. And if you ask me, that description sounds a little too detailed to be coincidence. What do you think? Myth, illusion, or something that was never meant to be filmed? 18. The Monte PR Giants of Sardinia. In 1974, a farmer in Sardinia made a discovery that would perplex locals for decades. While plowing his field, he hit what he thought was a massive rock. Except rocks don't have skeletal features. The object turned out to be an enormous bone-like structure, far larger than any human remains. Word spread quickly, and soon the sight attracted attention from historians and curious onlookers. Some believed this was evidence of ancient giants who once roamed the Mediterranean island. Sardinia has a rich history filled with myths of colossal beings, builders of the mysterious nuraghe, stone towers that still dot the island. For many, this discovery seemed to confirm that those tales weren't just myth. But here's the twist. No definitive tests were ever publicly released, and the giant remains disappeared from public view shortly after the discovery. To this day, locals in Monte speak in hushed tones about the giant bones found in that field. 17. Giant sighted on a mountain in Mexico. In 2022, a TikToker named Andrew Dawson captured a chilling video that quickly went viral, a towering figure distinctly visible walking the hills of a mountain region.
Let me go outside if I'm gonna talk about this. Not the sun shining, okay. What is really behind the ice wall in Antarctica? And a lot of people are gonna say, girl, there is no ice wall, but there is. I don't care who tells me that there is no ice wall. Do you know how many sailors have been out there talking about an ice wall? So everybody's just lying. Everybody's lying. Y'all already know the tea about Antarctica. Y'all already know about Admiral Byrd, how he was an aviator that flew into a hole, ended up finding a lost city under, y'all, coming back and telling everyone about what happened, and then all of a sudden, poof, he's unalive by natural causes. Oh yeah, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. None of it is true. But y'all don't know about the Antarctica Treaty. Y'all don't know about Admiral Byrd and the connection he has to NASA and why space is in the ocean. Let me know. I can get into that deep dive. I have videos on that. But if you're new here, I will recover it if you need to, because you will have a time. Anyway, let's get back on topic. So some people speculate behind the ice wall is the biblical colossal creature called the behemoth, right? Because obviously we know that the colossal biblical creature, the Leviathan, can hide 8,000 times in the ocean because just how deep the ocean is. But at that point, where would the behemoth be hiding, right? With Admiral Byrd saying that he found lush green land on the other side of the ice wall, and him calling his operation to go find this Operation High Jump, high jumping over a wall, hello? It's quite obvious that there's something going on that they don't want us to know. I think that could definitely be true. But let's also talk about how I think giants are behind the ice wall as well. I'm going to have to be so cryptic with like how I say this, because TikTok loves to take my videos down when I talk about this. Again, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. It is all satire. Okay, so there is a group of people called Magog who have probably heard of it in reference to the name Gog and Magog in the Bible, and in the Quran they're called Yajuj and Majuj, I believe. This is a group species type of people. It is hidden away and is going to join forces with the enemy in the last days during tribulation. And I think that they could be giants. I don't know. Let me tell you one thing. The higher ups, they know way more than they want y'all to think that they know. Why do you think they hide it in plain sight in Game of Thrones? About the ice wall in Game of Thrones. What is behind the ice wall? Not only demonic entity. There's literally giants. that fight with them. Y'all think that's for nothing? No, giants exist. Like, did you guys know that technology that's made, it's already made for 30 years before it ever sees the public? Don't you guys think that they know things way in advance than they would ever tell you? Like, for example, Congress now saying that there's a presence in the ocean and aliens exist. Baby, we knew this, and the aliens aren't aliens, they're demons. We knew this already. So y'all, you better believe that the Nephilim are still out there. Now you're probably asking, the Bible says that the Nephilim were vanquished in that time. I think that they were searching for the Nephilim DNA and they found it in the tomb of Gilgamesh. I'll ever wonder, actually hold on, remember when this happened? And in retaliation of this came this, right? Isn't it interesting that the tomb of Gilgamesh was also found in Iraq in that same year? They don't care about you. They don't care. They don't care that happened. People still say that's an inside job. And I would believe them because they don't care. They're literally just trying to use that as a distraction so they can go look with what they need to look for. You got people like Andrew Dawson. This is a literal picture. This is his obituary. This man spotted a giant 2022 April. He was gone by July 1st, 2022, same year, couple months. That man's story was insane. He was in the wrong place in the wrong time, saw something that they didn't want anyone to know about. And boom, gone. I don't care what anyone says. That was crazy. Y'all think they ain't doing stuff behind the scenes? And now we're finding out that there's underground cities. Who's that lady that worked in the White House with Bush? She's talking about $21 trillion of taxpayers' dollars has gone to building underground cities. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please, please. I don't know how many times they have taken my videos down, but I have to talk about this. The Bible says that in the end times, there will be times that the world has never seen. I believe all these things that they hide in plain sight, right in front of us in the movies, and they tell a vision. They're telling us a vision of the future. They're telling us what is really going to happen. They're desensitizing us to the truth so that we think it's all fairy tales and gumdrops, when in reality they're going to bamboozle the whole world with all this stuff. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off my soapbox. As always, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you think.
This might actually suggest that something happened in the past, something that we're not being told about. But here's where things take a dark turn. If there is some sort of cover-up on giants living in the past, or maybe even in the present, there should be more evidence laying around. And there is. Fossilized footprints. Just close by Gunung Padang, there are legends and myths of giant humanoid living amongst humans. These are just legends, right? However, on the shorelines of Tapak Tuan in Indonesia, about 980 miles from Gunung Padang, you'll find these giant footprints laying around. I did research about this footprint in Tapak Tuan in Indonesia and I found very little information on it. Is it artificially made or is it the real deal? Unfortunately, I'm not sure and it seems no one is. What I did find, however, was a couple of pictures of it from 2011 and 2012. But it doesn't stop there. Curiously, the same thing happens very close by to the megalithic site of Dutsin Mamaki in Nigeria. A YouTuber by the name of David Enkwa has been dedicating some of his time to exploring parts of Africa in search for giants. And in a couple of videos of his, he's actually found what looks like giant footprints about 200 miles south of Dutsin Mamaki.
What we are seeing here is the footprint of the giant, taking back in motion and everything. Our forefathers told us that this was the footprint of the giant during ancient period. The giant was moving to Fearen side.
But when it comes to supposed giant footprints, there are many out there. In China, there's a huge giant footprint that was found recently. There's also one in Lazovsky, Russia. Another one in Africa that was discovered in 1912 by a hunter named Stoffel Koetsky.
There's the big toe, and the other four toes, down to the small toe, down to the heel.
There are also the mysterious giant footprints found in northern Syria in the Ain Dara temple. To this day, researchers and historians are divided about the origin of the footprints. Historians and researchers suggest that these footprints are actually the real deal. And if they are, the giant that made them would have been around 20 meters tall. Unfortunately, we will never know the truth about these footprints because the Aindara temple was partially destroyed by the Turkish Air Force in 2018. There are also giant skeletons that have been found all over the world. And one that got the attention of a lot of people was one that was found in Missouri in 1933 by J.D. Crane, a landowner who decided to cut a few trees down to build a house, and while he was digging around he found 7 skeletons, and one of them was about 8 feet tall. And to make things even stranger, 1 year prior to this mysterious find, an article with pictures was actually published in the Steelville Ledger on June 15, 1933. In the picture, a regular person lays down next to the skeleton as a reference of size. As you can see, it's massive. And apparently this finding was taken so seriously that it was actually aired on the History Channel recently, in a specific episode about giants. There were many other giant skeletons that were supposedly found all over the world. But the thing is, if there is indeed a massive cover-up on the topic, do these giants still exist to this day, hiding somewhere in our planet? And if they do, has anyone accidentally captured it on camera? He posted regular daily vlog type videos in his TikTok account. Until one day, in April 2022, he captured something really strange on top of a mountain in British Columbia, Canada. Check this out.
What is it? Person, dude.
Andrew spots what looks like a giant humanoid being on top of a mountain. The mountain, and in his next video he posts an update titled Being Stalked. Check this out.
I think that's the same vehicle from.
Hey! Underneath, he uploads a mysterious and last video of what looks like a military base on top of Canoe Mountain.
What is that? That was not there yesterday.
From that day on, Andrew Dawson was nowhere to be seen or heard again on the internet. His obituary was posted to the Campbell River Mirror, suggesting that he had mysteriously passed away.
Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy?
In a recent and very mysterious video posted by Reddit user Panty Dinner 2003, now I could go on for hours showing you guys videos like these, but it still doesn't answer a couple of questions. Questions like, why would anyone want to cover this up, and where do they come from? Now taking into consideration that there are many stories of giants in the past, and that maybe let's take into consideration that they might actually have helped humans build the world in ancient times with some sort of hidden technology, there might be actually a good reason for the government not to want us to know about it. What if they already exchanged knowledge and technology with these beings somehow? Then it would actually make a lot of sense that they don't want us knowing about it. But still,
Fossilized giants are captured by drone images in several mountains.
I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. And if y'all like the videos, I'd like you to subscribe, comment, and just like, throw us a head, and I'll keep bringing videos and keep on recording and trying to, entertain. Alright, thank you, and continue to support me, give me support. Thanks.